Tomilola Belahuni, and I work with AC Health Initiative as a program officer. This project, SRHR Impact Plus project, is empowering 80% of adolescents and young persons across 5 states in Nigeria, inclusive of Oyo State, Ondo, Ekiti, Lagos, and Osun State. And what we're doing is improving adolescent access to rights-based, inclusive, and gender-sensitive SRHR services. And one of the ways we are doing this is to equip CSOs. Okay, so the reason why we're equipping CSOs is that we understand that there are some CSOs that are already working in the SRHR space, but they lack the tools, resources, and knowledge to actually put the right information out there for adolescents and young people. So one of the ways AC is bridging this gap is to provide CSOs with capacity, knowledge, skills, and everything they need to meet the needs of adolescents and young people. And one of the ways we're also doing this is to provide them with media tools. We have the media lab in Oyo and Ondo. We have the media room also in Lagos, where people can come and do podcasts. They can create stories, beautiful stories, and push it out there for adolescents and young people. We understand that so many adolescents are actually online. They are usually with their phones, so they can see all this right information, because if they are not pushing out the right information there, then people will get information, but it will be wrong information for these AYPs.
Please kindly don't fall some side. It's not even about distracting me, like distracting the person. So please, let's look out for one another. Before we start, I would like to feel the pulse of the room. So I'll be going to ask random questions. Today we'll be looking at using critical information to promote our work around SRHR.
So we have a 2-day capacity building workshop for CSOs. Today is day 1, and then we'll continue tomorrow. This is also happening in Lagos at the moment. 2 days capacity building workshop for CSOs, and we have training manuals that were developed, and we're able to give to all the participants that came.
Focus. And that focus is what you are most passionate about. That's what you naturally align with, even as an individual. It represents your personality. So if you are fighting for menstrual hygiene, it means that the thing you go through for body, like it's your calling. So there has to be a very strong passion with what you do, because that influences every other thing. If there is no passion, if you are just doing it for at the end of the day, you get tired. So, in talking about innovative ideas, how do you have an idea when there's no problem? There's something called problematization. So, you have to problematize at every point in time. As a human, normally, there has to be a problem that you want to solve at every point in time. So most times when you come up with ideas and they don't speak to a problem, then you're really not doing anything. So if you're working on gender-based violence, it means that you have identified the problem that you want to provide answers to. Do you understand? So in your presentation, I would have expected like a little background.
So we look at creating awareness through social media. That's using Facebook, like having a weekly program to sensitize these young ones. We know they are mostly on Facebook, so we looked at that. Also the use of infographics, whereby we'll be able to have pictograms pictographs showing them what they need to know about this. I remember the case of intern when I recently visited, that was last month, visited Aberdeen Correctional Center. We had a case where a girl was raped by both her father and her brother. So I think if that girl had, when she first had that first incident, if she had done that, so we also have telemedicine. That's also one of the solutions.
The topic so in our community is curbing the menace of child trafficking. As we all know that child trafficking is a genuine issue that is currently affecting our community. So then we decided to create an awareness and sensitization for especially for illiterate people who might fall victim issue that do not have capability to send their children to schools, and meanwhile their children fall into this menace. So therefore we decided to go for
The AC Health SRHR Impact Plus project has been a wonderful one so far. It's the first day of the capacity building session, and I must say that all of the sessions have been amazing. Out for me the most is this art of storytelling. I mean, for SRHR projects to really fly and for people to really engage it, we really need the art of storytelling, and this facilitator has been able to explain beyond what I even knew before, and now I can pick up some nuggets to which I can even use to improve programming in SRHR, even in my own organization. So I'm really looking forward to day 2, and I hope that we're able to also do more with ACL.
So I'll start like this. So this is a young lady based in Igbo, and this particular young lady has always been since her marriage is over 2 years, and every day her husband used to beat her, maltreat her, they would do all sorts of things to her. She tried to report it to the police, but the police were telling her it's a family problem, it's a family affair, you guys sort it out. So you imagine she had access to the solution we are going to provide. She will be better for it. So the problem we identified is under reporting of GBV, gender-based violence, and repetition of vertical programs addressing gender-based violence. Our objective is to allow users to report gender-based violence in their environment and get into open resources, and also to geomap gender-based violence issues to serve as a database for intervention and re-intervention. So the solution we are providing is one, the creation of a toll-free number, reporting via social media, WhatsApp, TikTok, any of our social media platform, and reporting via...
I was not with the story. Topper is a 14-year-old boy in a secondary school, and he's being molested by his cousin, 22-year-old female cousin. So in all of this, the person has conditioned him to believe that it is normal. And he has the fear of disclosure, fear of telling somebody. So it distracted him from school and academic, and is underperforming in school. But through the help of an NGO that went to his school to sensitize them about sexual violence and all of that, he was able to report this through their toll-free number 00get that means you can get them from all of this. And then we were able to provide professional support by linking him up to organizations and agencies and doctors and counselors. The reason why we are using a toll-free number is because he's a teenager and probably doesn't have a smartphone and all of that. I can make a call.
I'm a communication expert and digital strategist and a journalist as well. So I've just facilitated the session on digital tools and leveraging storytelling to tell and amplify the work of sexual and reproductive health and rights. And in this session, we've talked about how to use social media platforms, majorly the digital innovations that are available, harness them and leverage them to promote and advocate for sexual and reproductive health and rights in Nigeria. We've looked at workable solutions, thriving platforms, case studies, and also ideas that they can use, how they can create innovations, how they can leverage on available platforms using AI, using social media, using their website, even using something as simple as text messages or mobile apps to amplify and advocate for sexual and reproductive health.
This is the accounting officer of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Akintunde Ayinde. He's also a gynecologist. My name is Oluwaserimi Adetumobi. I don't want to disturb the flow, but I came here because I saw the letter and I've told them that we have to show our face here this morning as a way of solidarity, as a way to support the good thing that you are doing. AC is our partner, and we also need to collaborate with them. We need to encourage them in the good thing that they are doing. Sexual health and reproductive rights. It's everybody, it's our right. We need to be educated, we need to be informed, we need to know what is going on around us in our state so that we'll be able to take informed decisions. So I want to enjoy everybody here. Please, let's listen to the lecture, let's ask questions, and let's go with the mind that we are there as agents of change, and God will help us.
In as much as we are talking about using all of these innovations and tools for your work to promote what you're doing, some other people can also use it to discredit your work or make you feel like you're not doing anything. Some other people can also use the same tools to ruin your work. Let me put it down. So in as much as I'm saying that you should learn to use these tools, some other people learn to do other things. So there's huge potential for misuse and abuse. And when again, we're talking about fact checking, we're talking about misinformation.
I think there's a general belief that men listen to men than female. I feel like if men are coming up to set up projects for men, it will be more effective than female for female. I don't know if we understand what I'm saying. So we are talking about efficiency. The goal is the same thing, whether male or female. Okay. But you taught us about using the right tool. Do you think it will be more efficient if female are setting up this project?
Many organizations were focusing on girls. Have we forgotten that there is something we call menstrual stigma, right? Have we forgotten that most of this stigma comes from boys? How do we educate these boys? So me and my organization, me and my team, we worked together and we went to a particular school in Ibadan. We organized this program for boys. So you would be surprised that most boys in SS2, SS3 don't even know what menstruation is all about. They only know it is blood, and they stigmatize about it. Most of them are not even proud to go and get sanitary pad for their sisters. So if we can bring about this, my organizations, we do things mostly for girls too. But there are times that we need to
was created by a woman for women. Men should create organizations for men. We women discovered that there are issues that have to do with women. We sat down and we started creating NGOs, started talking about women. Men should do it for themselves.
What about if we talk of men for he or she? We have so many people who are male, who are working on female genital issues. We have so many youth champions.
There's a lot of emotions, right? And I understand. But then I want to hear from as much people as I can. There's something I'm looking out for, and I'd like to hear from, if possible, from everyone based on this topic. Please go ahead.
The roots first. How did we get here? And that's because of the society we found ourselves in. Because of the patriarchal society that we found ourselves in. Ordinarily, it has given the women less privilege to do some things. And that was how we came about people advocating for women, emancipation, girl child, and the likes. Yes. Maybe overdoing things, and that could be a factor. But then that was how we got to this point. Now we are at this point, and you're saying you should at least make it balanced, fair enough for men as well. What she said was that men should also pick up something. I run a show that is a women-centric program, even though I work with an NGO as well. But then on my show, I still say we cannot do without each other.
All right, so I'm here for SRHR capacity building workshop, and for me, it's been awesome. The facilitator, Bibolada Borada, he has said quite a lot. And right about now, we're even talking about the storytelling, part to, present all of our SRHR. That if we go to the field, we can present some of these things for people, for the right audience to be able to understand. And even though I've always, known about storytelling and the likes, it's bringing a new dimension that I have not seen. That's the beautiful thing about, variety, having different people coming to talk and, share from their knowledge of experience and the like. So the storytelling aspect and how to use digital tool well, and also the right channel that you can present or post some of these things that will reach the targeted audience. So all of these things HC have put together, and this is just the one. Then what would the two look like? Awesome, superb, definitely. Thank you so much, HC.
So there was an example on how women are doing a lot of things for women, so men should stand up and do things for women. Makes a lot of sense. Well, I want to add something that I'm going to use this analogy. So, let's think about where feminism and gender equality started from. So I'm using an analogy. You are standing, someone is stepping on you and taking your space, and you are complaining, I don't have space to breathe. So the person now stays on one side, you are getting some breathing space. You not get as much as you want. Does that now justify saying, okay, I'm spreading my space, so it's time to step on the other person now that you are telling to give you space? Okay. So because I had this discussion with somebody, and I told the person that it's getting to the stage where it's like advocacy. Gender equality is meant from talking about equity. We all know the difference. So it's like you are trying to strive for something, and when we are in public, we're talking about ethics, we talk about beneficence, non-maleficent. You do good, but there's also a part where you make sure that you do no harm. So if you are doing something that is good for women, it must be balanced.
We are not here to join any group. We don't really have programs promoting
the gender warriors, please.
We don't have much program promoting the male for the men. Activities that have we talk about responsibility for men. Yes, we have 3 of them that are responsible, but we need more programs that will make them aware, that will get them involved. Take for instance, family planning. How many family planning methods do we have for males? Just condoms.
I'm very excited today to be part of this program. It's on sexual and reproductive health rights for young people. The project is, the class so far has been very interactive and educative. I've learned a lot. We've talked about digitalization, trying to introduce the technology, digital aspects of health into managing adolescents, and that's part of what my organization is into. And I've learned so much today because I'm enlightened, and I know more about how to use some social media handles, because these are what the young people actually focus on. I learned a lot that YouTube is a major tool where you find people commenting, making and post, and so you can easily reach out to them as a health scale provider or a personnel that is dealing with adolescents. So I can actually reach out to these young people through these social media handles for ease of passing information that will promote their health and also help them to become better persons in society.
Access, about reach, about opportunities for advocacy, but it allows you to reach the people that you may not be able to reach.
We are reaching out to 60 CSOs, CBOs, and NGOs across this project state. So we have 60 people inside, and then 60 in Lagos, 60 across other states as well. I also wanted to mention the fact that the program is comprehensive in the sense that we have the programs aspect, how that CSOs can develop programs. It's basically on SRHR programming and digitalization of SRHR services. So we are providing them with all the necessary tools and information they need on programs. So we have programs facilitator. We have like 3 different experts in each state who are going to take different topics. We just finished with the comms expert, and people have been messaging me that they really enjoyed the session and all of that. We have the comms expert to take all they need to know about digital innovation as regards SRHR. Also, we have the program aspect of it, and we have the facilitator who is also going to take the aspects too. Then we have the advocacy part of this training that we're also going to expose our CSOs to, and then the monitoring and evaluation part, because we understand that when you say you want to do a project and all of that, you want to start an SRHR project, you discover that okay, maybe there are vulnerable youths out there and something is coming to mind and you want to like start the project and all of that. How do you go about it? We discover that okay, even if you know about how to plan project, how to digitalize it, monitoring and evaluation is also important.